Hey guys, so future Kendra here. I had filmed this video earlier, but in the intro I didn't quite explain myself quite the way I wanted to, so I wanted to come back on now and kind of redo it. So here I am. Today's video is going to be some tips and tricks that I kind of think are very valuable as far as starting the ketogenic diet. A little backstory on me. I've been doing a ketogenic diet for almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in April. So I've learned a lot. I've come a long way. My backstory as far as weight struggles and all that, I grew up pretty much since as long as I can remember. I've always been overweight. So I was an overweight child, which turned into an overweight teenager, which turned into an overweight adult. And I've struggled pretty much my entire life with my weight. I've tried countless diets. Nothing ever really worked for me until the ketogenic diet. So I love keto. It's really changed my relationship with food. It's changed my relationship with nutrition in general. My knowledge has just grown so much. Like I'm passionate about keto and just the benefits that it has shown me. So I've lost anywhere from 115 to 120 pounds. I say that range because, depending on water retention and time of the month and all that, like it's kind of fluctuated. Also, I've gone through, like the plateaus, and I've had like struggles during keto as far as like, general struggles as far as diet goes. But anyways, we'll talk about that in another video. So yeah, these are going to be my tips and tricks. Some of them kind of stem from how I started the keto diet and what I strongly believe is why I stayed on the keto diet. And some of them are just things that I can think back on now and say, you know what, I really think that this is helpful. I really think that this is helpful. And yeah, so that's what this video is going to be about. I really, really hope that you guys get inspired or learn a little something from me. If not, that's okay, but I'm sorry. I'm trying to educate. I'm trying to be friendly. I love keto, like I said. So if this helps anyone, I'll be happy. So anyways, that's the end of Future Kendra's intro. I hope you guys enjoy the video. All right, so the very first thing that I have on my list here is do your research. So you really need to know what the keto diet is. Basically, it is a high fat, moderate protein, low carbohydrate diet in a nutshell, but just knowing what you can eat, what your kind of goal is to get into a state of nutritional ketosis is. Just knowing the basics is key. You really, really need to understand. And the more research you do, the better you'll be. I think there's no harm in knowing, So doing your research, looking online, reading books, watching videos, whatever you can to really educate yourself on the diet, I think will really, really help. So one thing you're going to want to know is what is the keto diet. Another thing you're going to want to look for is what are the benefits. And the reason I say that is because society has for a long time believed that fats are very bad for you. So to this day, you will find people that will come up to you and say, oh, that diet's bad for you. You really shouldn't be eating that much fat. Whatever. I still to this day, when I tell people I'm on the keto diet, I still hear, oh, that's bad for you. So just knowing the research and knowing why you're doing it can really help to push out those comments, especially mentally if you have struggled with weight for any amount of time or have any insecurities, as far as like food and body image and all that. It's really, really going to be beneficial to just be educated on it so that when someone says that, you can either have a comeback or like in your brain you can think just, forget the naysayers, you know, I'm doing this for me. So also finding some good resources to help you understand just everything that you're doing will really help. So yeah, that's number one, do your research. So number two, this one is one that I can say really helped me. So when I first started, I kind of knew what keto was, but I wasn't quite sure. So I really think following a meal plan is beneficial. So what I did when I first started is I went to a website called I Breathe, I'm Hungry. And the person that runs that website, her name is Melissa Sivney. I don't know, I'm probably completely butchering that last name, but she created these meal plans that you can actually, they're PDF, they're completely free, you click on them, and basically what I did was I would go to the meal plan. It gave me a week's worth of food that I'd be eating, and it also gave me a grocery list that told me what foods I would need to buy for prepping these meals for the week. And I think that really was beneficial, especially in the early states of my keto journey, because I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't know like high fat, low fat. I didn't know. I just knew that carbs were bad, and you know, don't eat them. So I think following a meal plan is really beneficial. One of the reasons is it takes the thought out of it. It makes it easier to follow the diet. It will give you your weekly grocery list, like I said, and even if you follow a meal plan for just a week, it can help you to stay on track. And the reason I say that is because during the first week, you're gonna lose quite a bit of weight. I know within my first week of keto, because I was so overweight, I lost 10 pounds or more, I believe. So when you start seeing the scale move, you know, that quick, it inspires you to stay on track. So yeah, following a meal plan can really help. Number three is learning how to read the food labels. Basically, you need to know how to read carbs, fats, and proteins. You need to know how to calculate your net carbs. So basically, a net carb is what you like. There are some people that do total carbs in the run of a day. But what a net carb is basically the carbohydrate number minus the fiber. So fiber is actually a carbohydrate, but because it's not digestible, it doesn't get counted towards a carb. So say you have 10 carbs total and 5 fiber, you would subtract the 5 of the fiber. So that food would actually only have 5 carbs instead of the 10. So that's in a nutshell, but it becomes a lot easier once you get going. And you also want to become familiar with other names for sugar. There are hundreds, probably, different names for sugars. Even your sugar alcohols, you're going to want to know the differences. Just, you know, maybe not so much at first. You do want to not be eating sugar, obviously, but at first, you know, some of the sugar alcohols, you know, might make it a little bit easier for you to go into keto, just weaning off the sweets. But, you know, when you're deep in keto, like I'm, you know, almost 2 years in, there's even, you know, there's sugars and sweeteners that I just don't go near. So, yeah, you're going to want to know the different sugars. You're going to want to know how to read a food label. Food labels are your friend on keto. Number 4, and this tip is a big one, is avoid sweets for a while, because your body is going through a withdrawal period. You know, you're used to eating carbs, you're used to eating sweets, and it does take your body some time. It takes some time for your palate to change. I know from experience that, like, after a month or so on keto, if you even try to eat something with sugar in it, like it is gonna taste disgustingly sweet. Like it'll turn you right off of sugar. I know that happened to me. So yeah, basically avoid sweets for a while. You will start to crave sweets less and less, like I said, and keto sweets should be introduced a little bit at a time. So there are plenty of sweets, fat bombs, cakes, cookies. There's plenty of that stuff that you can make for keto. But they should be introduced a little bit at a time after you're already deep into keto. I really believe that that is a big thing. If you do have a sweet tooth, one thing that I ate during the first week that I started keto was 90% dark chocolate. And I can tell you right now, my pre-carb days, just starting keto and eating that 90% dark chocolate, it was disgusting. And it's funny because now I can eat 90% dark chocolate and it's delicious. It tastes sweet to me. And that's just kind of an example of what keto does to you. So yeah, so that's number 4, avoiding sweets for a while. Number 5, this is just kind of a general, I think, tip for any sort of diet. Stay hydrated, drink lots of water. It helps with your appetite and it helps to keep you healthy. Water's a big thing. I drank so much water. This is a water bottle. I don't know how many ounces is in this, but when I first started, I was drinking 4, 5, 6 of these a day. So number 6 is meal prepping. Meal prepping is your friend. I think it is so beneficial. I meal prep every single week. I find it's a little bit easier on the wallet, and it also is something that I look forward to. It kind of gave me a little bit of a hobby, gave me a good relationship with food. So meal prepping, like I said, it's your friend. It helps to keep you on track, even on your busy days. So say you're super busy, you have a container of food already prepped in the fridge that you can pop in the microwave or whatever, and it's already there for you, so it helps keep you on track that way. And if you plan what you eat for the week, like I said, it helps to save money and time at the grocery store. Number 7 is just keeping it simple. I think that can really help. I've helped some of my friends get into keto, and I love cooking, and I've been, like I said, I've been on this diet for so long. I have all these recipes that I like, and all this meal prep and all this stuff that I can do in the kitchen, whatever. Some people don't like the kitchen that much, so keeping it simple can really help. So eggs, butter, bacon, meats, cheeses, nuts, those are all great things, easy, keep it simple type of foods that you can eat that you won't have to meal prep, and it might be a little bit easier for you. And the last thing that I have on my list is getting resources for keto. So you can watch YouTube. I know that's one thing that I do. It keeps me inspired to this day. Is I'll go on YouTube, I'll look at different videos, different vlogs of people on keto, and it just kind of inspires me to stay in keto, even though I'm not quitting the keto diet anytime soon. I think that just watching videos and seeing people that are, doing it with you can really be helpful and inspiring. And another thing is read. So there's plenty of books out there now for keto. Plenty, whether it be recipe books or just different takes on the keto diet and what's good and what's not good, can be really beneficial. It helps you with inspiration, and the more you know, the more you know. And yeah, so that's my 8 tips. The last thing that I wanted to talk about was when I first started keto, like I said, I was doing the online, that website with the meal plans that I talked about earlier. And as I was doing that, I was also reading this book here. It is The Complete Guide to High Fat Diet. So looks like this. It is The Keto Diet. and it was written by Leanne Vogel. And I don't know if you can see, I have all sorts of dog ears here. I've read this book multiple times. I think the way she speaks about the keto diet, and she has different takes on it, it is really, it's really helpful. She has meal plans in here, she has recipes, and this is one of the resources. This is the resource basically that I used when I first started the keto diet. I've read many other keto books now. It's kind of a hobby of mine. I like to, you know, research and see what people have for different takes on the diet. But this one here is a great book if you're starting out. So I wanted to mention that. So yeah, that is the end of this video. If it helps anyone, I will be very happy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There's going to be more videos to come on my channel. I am going to do a keto journey, basically talk about, you know, my weight struggles and, you know, where I started and where I am now, but I'm not quite ready to film that yet. So anyways, I did want to just throw this up here, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.